Hello everybody, GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are here to talk about NFL. I think we are in week 6? We're not in 6 yet. We are in week 6, so we have a decent amount of action. There's still 2 more games to go, but for now we're going to talk about what just transpired. We will not talk about the Thursday game. Obviously, it really wasn't that good of a game, but I'm rocking the Charles Woodson. That is this week. The Packers scored 27. The closest to that is 21. The next closest besides that probably would have been Devontae Adams at 17. But again, anytime the Packers play and I'm talking about the game, that is when we're going to wear a jersey. If the Packers are playing and they lose by a lot or they win by a lot and I don't care to talk about the game, we're not going to do it. But this week we're going to, and hey, Charles Woodson gets the nod. Shout out to him, the Hall of Famer, the legendary defensive back. We have a decent amount of games this week. I think this is going to be a long video. Should be a fun one. Let's get into it. I'm going to try not to be over analytical with like my editing and stuff, but let's just get going with the Bengals and the Packers. Let's start with my team for the week. I know I'm selfish. We're starting here. Packers overcome Joe Flacco's comeback attempt. They beat the Bengals by 9. This time the Green Bay Packers built a double-digit lead. They finished the job. This is one of the more dominant wins we've had in about 3 weeks, obviously, because we're coming off a bye week, then a tie with the Cowboys, and then a very close loss. So it was nice to get a somewhat comfortable win, and we are 3-0 at home. The only 2 games we have had trouble with is on the road, so that can really show you something about Lambeau and the power of that. This was a really good game, though. Like Jamar Chase, crazy touchdown catches. There was shit talk between those guys all game with, Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine. I loved the energy of that. Shout out to Tucker Kraft, man, continuing to have a fantastic season diving into the end zone. Looking at Jamar Chase, he had 10 catches for a touchdown. He had a solid game there, but Tucker Kraft has been a huge piece for us. Josh Jacobs just carrying defenders all around the yard, scoring touchdowns. He had 18 carries, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. His usage went up a lot this week, and we haven't really been using him too much recently in the run game, but he did really well in that aspect. Shout out to him. He played really good. Plowed into the end zone, got touchdowns every which way. I don't want to rush through these videos, but kind of looking at things, Joe Flacco threw 29 for 45. He had 2 touchdowns. Not bad for just getting into that playbook. Jordan Love, pretty efficient game, 19 for 26, 259 yards and a touchdown. He threw a really dumb errant interception, which is very common with him, but there you go. Matthew Golden, amazing game. I'm so happy to see him show out here. 3 catches for 86 yards. And just shout out to like Lucas Van Ness, who I actually have a jersey of, and Edgerrin Cooper. They were out there just battling for the defenses. So there you go. One of the uglier football games, and too bad the people overseas had to witness this one because the Broncos get 9 sacks. They beat the winless Jets. A very ugly 2-point victory. Again, we're going overseas here to London. I think every single week this season we will have one international game. Obviously, the NFL is trying to kind of expand their scope there, but it seemed every time Patrick Surtain looked, his Denver Broncos teammates were sacking Justin Fields. He didn't even really have to do much this fucking game. It was crazy. Not a great game, but like a close game, so we're here to talk about it. The Broncos defense, sealed the game with a sack. It was only right. They were fucking Justin Herbert up all goddamn game. And I mean, Justin Herbert threw 9 for 17, but he could not get the ball down the field to save his life. He was getting fucked up. They're trying to run these quick hitters. I really don't know if Aaron Glenn's the right coach for the Jets, but I digress. Broncos take the lead off of Will Lutz's late field goal. The Jets defense caused a safety. I mean, the Jets defense didn't play terrible. It's just their offense can never get off the ground. Bo Nix had a touchdown to Nate Adkins. This was a very, very ugly game. Bo Nix threw 19 for 30, had a touchdown. I mean, Breece Hall was getting fucking used a lot. He had 22 carries this game, but again, that's because of how many times you saw Jay Fields in the backfield. Decent defense for the Broncos. Alex Singleton was a pretty big piece out there. I think he's a middle linebacker for them, so again, not much offensively, not much I can comment on. This game's just kind of whatever. Next up, we have the Chargers and the Dolphins. My grandpa is a Dolphins fan, actually, so it's pretty heartbreaking to watch this and watch the Dolphins go through this, but this has been pretty typical Dolphins all season long. Justin Herbert rallies the Chargers in the final minute. They get a 2-point win. Jim Harbaugh will never forget the sequence. This was a pretty fucking crazy game. It was a fun game. I mean, I actually really enjoyed watching this. Justin Herbert, magical in the pocket. I mean, obviously, Jalen Phillips, you'd love to see him get that sack there, but that was insane. Pushed his arm down. You don't see quarterbacks manipulate and maneuver in the pocket quite like Justin Herbert can. You see a lot of scramblers that can get out, juke defenders, and I mean, that guy played amazing. 29 for 38, threw 2 touchdowns on the day. That was great. Shout out to Darren Waller. I think it's just the defense that collapsed. I know the offense wasn't great, but Darren Waller had a touchdown late in the game, and then then the defense just got shit on. Lad McConkey had a touchdown. Who else? Kamani Vidal had a touchdown. He played fucking awesome, dude. Shout out to Kamani Vidal. 18 carries for 124 yards. He was a fucking monster out there, and there were really good efforts from both sides. Tua Tagovailoa, not a great game. I mean, 21 for 32. He threw for a touchdown. Fucking 3 interceptions. Who are you? Geno Smith? I don't know. Devon A-Chain absolutely shit on me in fantasy. We'll talk about another running back that shit on me in fantasy. He had 16 carries, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And I mean, wow, what a refreshing game compared to that Broncos game in terms of the offense. You get Lad McConkey going 7 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle gonna have to step up because of the season-ending injury for Tyreek Hill. 6 catches for 95 yards, and solid defense. The Chargers just picked up Oweh in the offseason, and he's been pretty big time. Next up, let's get into the Patriots and the Saints. I'm very happy for how the Patriots are playing so far. I'm really happy for their team. I think Drake May is a guy coming out of North Carolina that definitely deserves some success, but they're 3-0 on the road. That's crazy. Drake May throws 3 touchdown passes. The Patriots hold on. They beat the Saints by 6. Louisiana native Kayshon Boutte bought 40 tickets for New England's visit to New Orleans, and the former LSU receiver got his money's worth. He played incredible. 5 catches, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kayshon Boutte, he's an amazing wide receiver for this team, and shout out to Drake May as well. Fucking phenomenal performances here. 18 for 26, 261 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, this team is firing on all cylinders. They looked really good, and this was a really good game. Kayshon Boutte and Drake May building, it's like an ACC to SEC connection. It's really fun. Again, Kayshon Boutte was incredible. Obviously, costly turnovers. Guys like Jawan Jennings fumbling late in the game. Taysom Hill had a rush touchdown, so I'm finally seeing headlines of the Saints using their utility belt for the season. And they are 1-5. I don't think Taysom Hill's going to make a difference there, but this is the first time I've really seen them do that. But, I mean, Spencer Rattler didn't play a bad game. 20 for 26, 227 yards. He just couldn't get in the end zone. And, I mean, Chris Olave had a solid receiving game as well. 6 catches, 98 yards. Obviously, I didn't win in fantasy this week, but they did something. And for the Patriots, guys like Harold Landry, guys like Robert Spillane continue to play their asses off on an unlikely good defense, but they're actually putting in some work. So again, Patriots start the season 4-2. They're up there in the division, so that is quite awesome to see. I believe we have about 3 more games to talk about. Let's first, out of that 3, get into the Cardinals and the Colts. The Colts continue to look fucking incredible. They look great at home. They look decent on the road. And Daniel Jones throws for 2 touchdowns. The Colts rally past the Cardinals. They get a 4-point win. Not the greatest looks recently for the Cardinals. I know they're playing a fantastic Colts team, an unlikely fantastic Colts team, looking like a Jaguars Blake Bortles situation years ago, but it's looking tough. It was Jonathan Taylor running the ball and Daniel Jones making crucial plays at big moments. I mean, just looking at those 2 guys, Daniel Jones 22 for 30 threw 2 touchdowns. He had an interception, but I mean, you're going against Jacoby Brissett, and Jacoby Brissett played okay. I mean, he actually played really good. 27 for 44, 320 yards. He threw 2 touchdowns. He had a pick, equal out in the turnover battle. And I mean, shout out to Jonathan Taylor. He is literally the best running back in the NFL. He had 21 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown. He has looked very, very good at Jonathan Taylor getting in the end zone. He does that more than a lot of running backs in the league. He gets more yards. He averages more yards than a lot of running backs. What more is there to say? Josh Downs had a nice, tough touchdown catch, so that was cool. Greg Dortch had a touchdown catch. Trey Bride had a touchdown catch for the Cardinals. I mean, Jacoby Brissett did a decent amount of spreading the wealth, but they just didn't quite have enough. Knight, their running back, played okay. He had a rushing touchdown. Zay Jones is a guy they've picked up somewhat recently. I think he had 5 catches, 79. So he was kind of their shining guy. And look at the damn Colts. What a draft pick. And there were a lot of people doubting the pick of Tyler Warren, but this guy's looked amazing this year. 6 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown as a rookie tight end. You can't beat that. And the Colts have a really good defense as well. Kwity Paye, Jermaine Pratt, those guys were out there putting in work as veterans on that defensive line and the box. So that's awesome. Shout out to the Colts. Next up is the Seahawks and the Jaguars game, and I think this was just a terribly coached game on the Jaguars' part, because I feel like this is a game that they probably should have won. A lot of dumb decisions. I don't know. Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith-Njigba and their defense carry the Seahawks to an 8-point victory at the Jaguars to get a nice win on the road. They are one of the better road teams in the NFL. Having thrown a combined 6 interceptions in his last 2 starts in Jacksonville, Sam Darnold refused to get greedy this time around, and he played a really good game of football. 16 for 27, 290 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. And again, we talked about Jackson Smith-Njigba. Is he the best wide receiver in the league? I don't know. Maybe Justin Jefferson, maybe Jamar Chase, maybe guys like that have something to say about it. But my goodness, 8 catches, 162 yards and a touchdown. The guy's been playing incredible this season so far. Sam Darnold just connecting with them. Those two have developed some really dope chemistry early in the season, and Seahawks are sitting at 4-2. We're in a really good spot. AJ Barner had a big catch this game. Trevor Lawrence finding guys like Tim Patrick, and Trevor Lawrence actually played decent, 27 for 42. He threw 2 touchdowns. Just didn't get the ball down the field as well as he probably wanted to. Cooper Kupp got his first touchdown of the season for the Saints, so that's kind of just the luxury, like the veteran presence of Cooper Kupp for the Seahawks, so that's quite incredible too. But looking at everything in between, really wasn't much of a running game. It was really just the battle of Sam Darnold and Smith-Njigba and Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. And as you can see by the scoreboard, we know who won. But shout to BTJ. He had 8 catches, 90 yards and a touchdown. And you look at the Seahawks defense, they got DeMarcus Lawrence. There you go. Alrighty, the last game that I really care to talk about is going to be the Cowboys and the Panthers. Wow, what a Cowboys thing to do. And I mean, shout out to the Panthers, obviously. They're an amazing home team, a terrible road team, but they're at 500. That looks awesome. 3-3, the Panthers, they look pretty good. Rico fucking Dowdle has 239 yards from scrimmage versus his former team. The Panthers beat the Cowboys on a field goal as time expires. Cowboys have been catching themselves in some pretty close, heartbreaking finishes recently. Rico Dowdle warned his former Dallas Cowboys teammates last week they'd better get ready and buckle up. He literally said that in a press conference, which is cold as fuck, by the way. And he went out, he had 30 carries, 183 yards, and not just that, he had 4 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown. So this was absolutely incredible. Really good game. Shout out to Fitzgerald for knocking down that toe tap, that extra point basically of a field goal. Good stuff there. Bryce Young played okay. He did enough for them to win the game. 17 for 25, 199 yards, 3 touchdowns, threw an interception. And I mean, Dak Prescott's doing all he can. I think the pass game for the Cowboys does all it can. Dak Prescott 25 for 34, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. And you look at George Pickens and you get 9 catches, 168 yards and a touchdown. He is rising as one of the best receivers in the NFL. It's just the run game. I think Javonte Williams, he's a good player. I think he's just too inconsistent for them to get wins. Panthers get it done. I don't really know what else to say here. Yo, what is going on YouTube? We are back and we are here to talk about the Bears and Commanders game. No need to talk about the Falcons Bills. We are going to conclude the week. This should be like a 16-minute video for me to edit, so I'll probably edit like 8 minutes tomorrow or whatever. You guys don't really care. But pretty good game here with the Bears and the Commanders. I am kind of pissed at Jaden Daniels. He fucking sold so goddamn hard. The Bears force a huge late fumble for great field position. And I mean, you kind of look at what Jaden Daniels was able to do. I mean, 19 for 26, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns. He threw a pick. He fumbled the ball twice, lost one of them. And it's just like, man, you can't be doing that, especially when you're playing the Bears. And it's not like the Bears really capitalize on things that much. But I mean, off of that, Caleb Williams threw 17 for 29, had 252 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift, 14 carries, 108 yards. The guy was fucking balling. He also had 2 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. So if you're going to give the Bears free field position, if you're going to give them the ball at really good spots on the field, you're going to have to pay for it. And I think that's exactly what happened. Jake Moody nailed the winning field goal. Obviously, that's the guy that the Niners let go earlier on in the season, but he gets his redemption. He makes a field goal. Yeah, DeAndre Swift, huge touchdown. This was an electrifying game for the Bears. They are 3-2. They're making our division look pretty good. I'm happy about it. Zach Ertz had a nice touchdown. Fuck you, Zach Ertz. I was going against you in fantasy, and you kind of cooked my shit. I'm not going to lie, but looking at the receivers for the Commanders, really it was Chris Moore this game. 3 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown. And you look at the Bears, I think Tremaine Edmonds is just a hell of a field general of a linebacker out there making plays. So that's it for this week. Like I said, that is going to do it for this batch of games. I'm going to have a couple of hours before bed here to start editing tonight, get a head start. These are the videos that are guaranteed to drop. Now, I was really tired today kind of editing videos and stuff, but again, these are videos that you guys are guaranteed to get every single Wednesday, the day before the next week starts. It's a grind, but I'm getting fucking through it. We're working on other videos. I have an Annabelle Comes Home movie review getting kind of worked on right now, so it's been some really exciting stuff. But with that being said, I am out, guys. Hopefully you enjoy all the content coming your way, you know, the Halloween stuff, the sports stuff, the music stuff. I'm just a multimedia. I'm just trying to reach as big of a fan base as I possibly can, and I think this is the best way to do it. And if I get a decent following, if I get a decent amount of views on certain things, I might transition over there and try to do it full time. But again, I'm just trying to have a reach. I'm very passionate about a lot of things, and I'm kind of trying to display my passions here on the channel. That's kind of the whole point of it. So have a good rest of your day and night whenever you're watching. I am out.